Hello besties! Just 2 weeks after posting my February setup, and we are back with another bullet journal setup, this time for March of 2025, and I'm super excited about today's video. Similar to last month, I'm actually using the cover of a book I saw to completely inspire my theme for February, in case you haven't saw that video, which by the way, definitely should. I posted it 2 weeks ago. It was a really fun time, but I did an entire bullet journal theme inspired by the book The Bridge Kingdom, which I had been reading at the time. I copied the art for the cover page, used the same color scheme, etc., and I really liked the process of just simplifying the amount of work I had to do, to be honest, by just copying a book cover, but I wanted to do the exact same thing for March. So I'm actually recreating the cover of this book called Water Moon, which I've never read before, but I saw the cover in a recent YouTube video and I thought it was just so gorgeous that I had to recreate it. It very much was an impulse decision, which is kind of new for me. I feel like I always have to think a lot about my themes before I do them, but I saw this cover and I was like, yep, that's what I'm doing for March. I like it. Let's try it. So I'm really excited about this setup and I can't wait to show it to you guys today. But before I get into talking too much about this artwork, if you've noticed the beautiful gold rings I am wearing, it's because they were gifted to me by Linjer, who is kindly sponsoring today's video. You guys know that I am a lover of beautiful jewelry, specifically gold jewelry. I'm always wearing gold necklaces, gold hoops, which is why I was super excited to partner with Linjer because their jewelry is stunning. They have beautiful options, silver or gold, of just very timeless, classic, minimal jewelry that I think is just stunning. The 3 rings that I'm wearing by them today, I think are just so beautiful. This first one by them is the Rika faceted ring. It's very simple gold, but it's not just like one band. There are little faceting details to it that I think are just so beautiful. You can especially tell whenever I'm wearing it that it's not just a plain band, but it's minimal, it's gorgeous. This next one is the Mika ribbed gold ring, so it has a lot more texture to it. It's like their little links all put together. This one is definitely more original, but again, it's very timeless. It goes with anything. This last ring has to be my favorite. This is the Ada open leaf ring. So the top has this like leaf design coming towards the center. It looks so beautiful on the hand, so original. I have nothing like this, and I just love how it makes my hands look so pretty and dainty, especially whenever I'm on camera, obviously, since you guys see a lot of my hands in my bullet journaling videos. All of their jewelry comes in these really cute boxes. I love the little blue ribbon. It's such a classic detail. And the last thing that I received from them was a set of earrings that matches the leaf ring. Even the details of their packaging just show how much effort and time they put into their company. So these are the Ariana pearl drop earrings. It's very similar to the ring in that it has that leaf detail, but there's also a little droplet of pearl. These are just so dainty and beautiful. I feel like they just add a little touch of detail to your ears, but they are not too overpowering. This would look especially good with like a nice evening dress for a night out, but it can also definitely be dressed down into everyday wear with something casual. They're so timeless and useful, and I'm obsessed with these pieces. Now, one of my favorite things about Linjer is that they really care about the customer experience and not having you pay an exorbitant amount of money for really good high quality jewelry. And so their jewelry is actually about half of the price that a normal piece would be for the same quality on the market. Their brand is also very sustainable, which is really important for me. They use 100% recycled gold and silver in all their jewelry. My jewelry that I picked out was gold vermeil, which is silver jewelry plated with a thick layer of gold, and again, they're both recycled, which is fantastic. And that also means that these pieces are not going to rust. I find that a lot of times with fast fashion jewelry, they'll be sold for super cheap, but it's usually just brass that will turn gray in like a week. These will stay their beautiful shiny color forever, because they're just high quality, and I love that so much. The diamonds are lab grown and so conflict free. Even their packaging is recycled, sustainable, so they're offsetting carbon emissions with every single shipment, which I love. Celebrities like Millie Bobby Brown, Hailey Bieber, Gigi Hadid have all been seen wearing Linjer's pieces, so you know that you have good taste if you pick one of these up. If you're interested in trying out Linjer for yourself, maybe for a gift for a loved one, my link will be here on the screen as well as in the description box below, and you can use my code MingoStudio for money off of your purchase. Thank you so much to Linjer for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back to my March setup. Alright, so getting back into the art for today, I'm completely using alcohol markers for this cover page and the art for this setup. Now, if you guys know anything about me, you know I love alcohol markers. I've been using water-based markers more recently in the past couple of months by just drawing directly into my journal, and it's been a really fun time, but I am just a sucker for alcohol markers, so I went back to them this month. Now, the reason that I'm drawing in my sketchbook and not my bullet journal, if you guys are new to alcohol markers, you may not know, but it's because they are very, very pigmented and will bleed through any paper. And so what I like to do is draw on a separate piece of paper like a sketchbook, and then I will just cut it out and paste it into my journal directly. Now, this paper is about 300 GSM thick, which means it's quite thick paper. It's like watercolor thickness. Any kind of sketchbook will probably be this thick if it's like a mixed media sketchbook. For reference, my bullet journal has 160 GSM paper, and then copy paper or printing paper is about 100 GSM, so that's like more on the thinner side. Now, alcohol markers will bleed through any of that. Thin paper, thick paper, anything. But because I am just drawing on a separate piece of paper and I'm going to paste it in my journal later, it literally doesn't matter if it bleeds because it will all be covered up. You guys will see my full process in just a few minutes. Just give it time. I promise it'll make a lot more sense if you're new to alcohol markers. But if you're not new, or if you've been in this channel for a while, you know that I love them. I use them quite frequently, and mostly because they blend so well. Don't get me wrong, okay? Water-based markers have their merit, and I've loved using them for the past couple of months again, and I'm still going to use them in today's setup, especially when I'm drawing directly into my bullet journal. But going back to alcohol markers after not using them for a couple months was just so much fun, because the blending, it honestly just lives up to the hype. You guys will especially see when I start doing the gradient in the sky and in the water in this image that the blending between different marker shades is just so smooth, because the alcohol marker pigment just like wants to mix with each other. It's kind of hard to explain, but like when you watch it at 8 times speed, I think that's what you're watching it at right now, it looks so satisfying because the colors just melt into each other whenever I do the gradient. I've had many videos explaining how to use alcohol markers on my channel, as well as other channels like Ahuhu, who I've partnered with before, so if you want more tutorials, I will link some down below, but this is just kind of an example of me using it. I don't want to talk about technique too much here, but you can just kind of see as I'm drawing the sky and using the different shades of light lavender, purpley, and a little bit of blue at the very top corner, how the colors just, like I said, blend together so easily. And this is why alcohol markers are like my one true love. I mean, they're just fantastic. For reference, I am using Ahuhu markers for all of this in the video. They are not sponsoring today, obviously, but if you want to check out Ahuhu, I will have their products linked in the description box below, along with every other product that I use in today's video. Now, like I said, I completely designed this cover page after the book Water Moon by Samantha Sato Yambao. I have never read this book, like I said. However, I kind of want to now that I'm drawing about it. Apparently, it's some kind of, wait, let me do my research and look it up. I think it's some kind of like magical, fantastical story with a little bit of romance in it, which honestly is like not too far off from what I usually like. On Goodreads, it has an average of a 3.95, about a 4-star rating, which isn't bad. So I don't know if any of you guys have read this book or recommend it. Let me know, and I might want to add it to my TBR. What I do know though is that the cover art is absolutely fantastic, which is why I'm just obsessed with this bullet journal cover, because it's completely inspired by the book cover. I will try to find the original artist for this cover and put it on the screen to give that person credit where credit is due, because I just am obsessed. And speaking of, if you missed my last YouTube video, I posted a video talking about how I take inspiration from other people's art and recreate art in my own bullet journal. It's like the easy way to make awesome art in your own journal, while still crediting the artists, of course, but just teaching myself better techniques by recreating other people's work. I'll have that video linked down below so you can go check it out. Something that I think is quite funny is usually in my bullet journal, whenever I think of a March setup, I think of the color green. I don't know why. Maybe it's the fact that like spring is coming back and like plants are growing. Maybe it's like the whole St. Patrick's Day leprechaun thing, but I always think of green with the month of March. In fact, a lot of my old bullet journal themes for March have been green, including like a cactus theme and a frog theme last year, but I'm doing purple this month, which is kind of random for me. February, in my opinion, is usually a month of like pinks and purples, and for February this year, I did greens and teals. So maybe I'm just like flip-flopping the two aesthetics, which I think is kind of fun. I'm always looking for ways to like spice up my journal and try something new, so it doesn't feel like every year I'm doing the same thing over and over again, of course. And so even though I tend to have like colors that I subconsciously connect with like different months of the year, I guess, I'm really happy that I like switch things around, because it makes things very unique and different, at least for my own bullet journal's sake this year. Now, on the right side of the spread, I'm doing basically a copycat of the left. Now, okay, I said spread, this is just like a sketchbook page, whatever, you get the gist. Basically, I'm going to be doing a Dutch door setup in my bullet journal, and you will see more about that as I get back into my journal, but I wanted to recreate the cover page in a similar fashion, but just like one tall column rather than a big rectangle. So I copied over the same elements of the clouds, a smaller moon, the upside down skyline, and then of course the reflection of this water at the very bottom. It's basically the exact same technique as on the left, but on a skinnier scale and with the same colors and the same like style of drawing. The colors on their own are quite magical, I have to admit. Like, I'm loving all these lavender and blue gradients all put together, but the thing that really brings this artwork over the top, in my opinion, is the detailing with the white gel pen. I think it just like absolutely makes everything pop, with all the stars that are twinkling and reflecting in the water, the lights on the buildings that are being upside down for some reason in the middle of this, and then also like the birds that are flying around. It's kind of hard to distinguish them from the stars, to be honest, but I'm going to be drawing the birds and these like floating, what are they? Floating boats, paper boats, something like that, also in the rest of the setup. So now that the art is done, I'm going to be cutting this out. Well, I need to rip it out of my sketchbook first to make it easier on myself, but I'm going to be cutting out these pieces with some simple scissors, and I'm going to be eventually pasting them into my bullet journal. Now, I used to do art on sticker paper, which made it really easy to just peel off the back and stick it into my bullet journal, but I realized that sticker paper is not very good at absolutely absorbing the ink, and so I had some problems with like causing a yellowish tint or residue on the opposite side of the journal whenever the book would close, because the paper wouldn't really absorb the ink of the marker very well, which is why I have gone back to using sketchbook paper, because sketchbook paper is very thick and will absorb the marker. And so because there's no sticky back of the paper, I usually just use double-sided tape to paste in the art. It's very simple, just a couple pieces on the corners, and it pastes in quite easily and it will stay. There's no lifting, there's no peeling. It's quite strong. Alright, so moving on into the calendar page, I did say that this was going to be a Dutch door setup, and I am still going to make it one, although it is kind of hard to see now. There are, I think, some very faint vertical lines along the right side of the spread that I will eventually cut off to make this a Dutch door, which is why the spread itself is very skinny and tight, because it is going to be a smaller page in just a few minutes. But I want to do the cover page first with the calendar involved so you can see the full effect. So I'm doing everything here with, as you can see, lavender and purple, even the line art. There is no black line art in this entire setup. It is all done with the skinnier pen side of one of my Hoohoo water-based markers, and I'm also using some Tombow brush pens in here as well to also add different shades of lavender. Okay, well, I was going to talk about more of the line art and the lettering process, but I actually am flipping the page and doing the Dutch door first, so we will come back to that. But first, I'm using the skinny column part of art that I made. That was like a weird way to describe the other piece that I made, and I'm going to be doing the Dutch door now. So basically, I skipped about 4 or 5 pages ahead, and I'm going to be taping in this piece on the very, very right end. I'm taping it so close to the edge of the paper that I'm actually going to be cutting off any of the excess here to make sure it completely aligns perfectly, even rounding the corners here, so you won't be able to tell whenever you close the journal where the art is. And now if I flip forward multiple pages, you can see that if I cut off the very right end of multiple pages, you'll be able to actually view the art in the very end from the first page. This is the concept of a Dutch door. It's basically just cutting off a little bit of the journal paper, that way you can have like almost a half page, if that makes sense. It's gonna be done vertically, horizontally. I do it all the time in my bullet journal, but doing this is easy because it means I don't have to make a lot of art throughout the month. I'm going to be using the spreads inside here for all of my spreads during the month of March, and so no matter what day of the month I am in, I will be able to see either the cover page or the strip on the right and have art and decoration in all of the spreads without having to make new art, if that makes sense. I like that whenever I colored in these little tabs, which are basically just like rectangles that I cut specifically to mark each individual page that I was cut out, I like how I did them in the same purple marker that I used for the majority of the background in both pieces of art. That way they kind of blend in and they're not too noticeable, but whenever the pages are open, you can clearly use them to navigate between all of the different spreads in the Dutch door. I hope that these words are making sense to you. I've made an entire video also explaining Dutch door techniques, so I'll also link that down below if you're interested in it. But basically, I think just watching and seeing how I cut out the piece of paper is what's going to mostly help you, and if you want to recreate this in your own journal. All right, so we're in the first of the 4 spreads that are going to be used for Dutch doors. The first 2 I am going to be making in this video, and then the last 2 I'm going to be using for basically just giant weekly spreads for the entire month of March, so those will not be in this video. So the first spread here is my tracker spread. I was going to write the word trackers vertically as the header, but I kind of ran out of room, so I just got the word tracks in there. As you can see, I am using a similar technique to last month as well, where I'm actually creating a new font for all of the headers. I'm not just doing boring calligraphy. I mean, I love calligraphy, don't get me wrong, but I like to try to do something new every now and then to differentiate the themes from each other. So last month I did a very skinny font, and this month I'm doing a very thick block font, and I'm coloring it in with an ombre of light lavender and purple, because of course the same thing is matched with the style on the cover page with, like, you know, dark to light in the sky, things like that. And like I said earlier, every single piece of line art here is done at the skinny side of a purple marker. I wanted there to be no black, no harshness. I want there to just be like a big swath, like you're in a world of purple when you're in this setup. So all the line art is purple, and that means that honestly it's very simple line art. There's not much going on here, but I think the colorfulness of it speaks for itself, and the fact that you can see little bits and pieces of the artwork on the left and right really just tie everything together, because it means that I don't have to put much effort into what is in the inside of these spreads. I can be simple, maybe even a little bit lazy, and just rely on the other art that I already made to just carry the theme along. Now, if you notice, I did not make an expenses tracker this month, probably because, again, I'm going to be a little lazy, to be honest. I'll just track those on my phone. I did the habit trackers and the academic tracker for all of my work for classes on the previous page. And then this is going to be a health tracker. This is what I'm bringing back from a couple months ago. It's just a very stripped back version. I'm going to have the month divided into 4 weeks, and I'm going to be tracking all of my meals and health symptoms in a very, very basic way. This part honestly took me about 20 minutes to do. It was very, very simple because just one big header and then one big chart. But like I said, the other spreads will be done later in the month. So once I finish this final header, that'll be it for this March bullet journal setup. We're getting into the final flip through now, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. I know I spent a lot of time making art and not a lot of time making spreads, but overall I am incredibly happy with this theme. I think it's just so beautiful. So credits to the artist of the book cover for inspiring me. Thank you again to Linjer for also sponsoring this video. If you want to check out their stunning jewelry, including the rings that I'm wearing literally right now, they're so beautiful. I'll have my link here and also in the description box down below, and use code Mingo Studio for a serious discount off of your purchase. As always, subscribe because I post bullet journaling videos every single Saturday. If you want to watch my most recent YouTube video, I will have it linked here on the screen so you can go check it out, and I will see you guys next Saturday with a new video. Goodbye!